65 days a year, usually between 10:30 and 11. Saturday, we're going live at 10 a.m. So set your alarm clocks. Remember, I'll start bugging you guys about it. Saturday, we're going live at 10. We ran way long the last few Saturdays. We ran into kickoff of the early game starting at 10:30. So we're going to start at 10 o'clock, and, of course, we're probably going to finish by 11. It's like that's just the way that it always works. But better safe than sorry, and I'm never sorry about having our co-hosts. We've got spoke before I had my hand on the mouse. This is what I do. Like when you guys see me like moving my hand around, I have like one of these track pads right here. See? It moves my mouse around. It's kind of like if you have a computer, and it's like this is the thing.
That's what you're doing with your hand. I wasn't sure.
Yeah,
now I know it's a mouse pad.
It's instead of it's a track pad instead of the mouse. It's just like having a laptop. As opposed to the mouse.
School.
Yeah.
Mouse.
Right. It's instead of one of those. Anyways, good morning, everyone. How you doing? Lakers Heat. I gave out the Heat money line, and I all day long I fiddled around thinking, man, I should give out the Heat with the points because as a premium pick, and I didn't do it. And then, man, those are the ones I'd love to win too. It's like 2 seconds left to go in the game. The meaningless three-pointer drops in for the cover. I mean, the Lakers hit the layup, and you got to think the Lakers backers were going bananas when that happened. And then the Heat dribble down the court, throw up a three-pointer. So the line's 7.5. The Lakers are up by 7. They lay in a two-pointer to go up by 9 for the cover. The Heat get the ball with 5 seconds left to go. Dribble down the court, throw up a three, nothing but net, and they lose by 6 for the cover.
That's how we win them.
No, it was LeBron hit 2 free throws. That was the shot before.
Is that what it was?
Yeah, LeBron hit 2
Jimmy
free
Buckets
throws.
ran down, and he threw in a quick 2. And then I figured it was going to end there after when it was 7. I figured it was going to end, and then they fouled. And they fouled LeBron with whatever
10
time
seconds left.
Yeah, and then I'm yelling at the wife. I'm like, oh, we're done. I'm like, there's the fix. I'm like, watch, LeBron will hit both, and Miami won't even try. I'm like, I really hope they put up this 3, and then they.
I mean, for the people that say that Lakers should have covered, I mean, how often do you see a foul at 10 seconds left with a 7-point lead? So I feel like, I think we got rescued by that bucket, but it should have been a cover to begin with. So there you go. People crying about the Lakers, don't cry about it.
I think the people that had the Lakers, they might have lost their money, but they're happy because their team won.
Yeah.
I think that's the difference between fans and bettors right there.
That's true.
Trust me.
I don't give a shit.
Trust me. It's like once whether I'm laying 30 or whether I'm laying 3. If my team doesn't cover, I root for them to lose immediately. If I know I'm not going to cover, I hope they lose. If I have a favorite and I know they're not going to cover, I hope you lose. And I hope it's bad. I hope it's like one of your worst losses in team history. Like Julian Edelman, we don't wish good things on him this week. That's for sure.
I forgot about that one already. That was yesterday. That was 2 days ago.
It's gonna take me a while. That one's gonna leave a mark. That one left a mark for sure. But anyways. Live 7 days a week, 365 days a year. Just 4 games today, so not a ton to talk about as far as today's action. Maybe we'll take a poke ahead into the weekend, give some first impression looks on some of the action. But we got the early game, the Braves and the Marlins. The Marlins hung in there. The final score really not indicative as to how the game went. And Pablo Lopez going here for the Marlins. Of course, he was racked up by the Braves earlier this season. I thought it was going to be first 5 innings under, game over, but actually the scoring started earlier than that. After Acuna got hit, the Braves, they kind of changed their whole attitude there. The Marlins held them down for a little while, but I don't know. It's like when you have a pitcher that's struggling out there, and it is a key situation, Shouldn't the hook have been a little quicker there by Mattingly before the home run? It was like you knew something bad was going to happen there.
Yeah, he totally should have
I did.
Hooked him. Totally should have gave him the hook way sooner than that. But
I was worried. I had the Braves -1.5 in a square public play, and I was worried I was going to get burned by the Marlins, but just got lucky on that one.
Well, no one loves the square public play like Brian Bittler. Right?
That's not true. That's not true.
That's true. It's true. It's true. So what are you looking at today in this Braves Marlins game? This is the one that it's kind of like I don't know. I'm kind of just there. I like the Marlins there. I think they bounce back. I think when people count them out and they brush them to the side and all that other stuff, I think a lot of people had the Marlins yesterday. And I think they were they were kind of a public underdog. And I think that's not a role that they thrive in. They thrive in the role like, yeah, these guys have no chance. Brian, what do you think?
Yeah, I could only find one premium play for today. This isn't one of them. I really think you're right. Marlins do bounce back. I like Pablo Lopez. I mean, he's been a consistent pitcher all year. I mean, Ian Anderson is a stud, but for this price, I think it's worth taking a crack at the Marlins to even up the series.
Good capper name, Pablo Lopez?
It's a nice name, but I don't know about handicapper. I don't know if I've ever heard of a Pablo Lopez.
Exactly. That's the whole thing.
All right.
Be a good capper name. It's a good capper name. Pablo Lopez. That's what my wife said about when I said, "Oh, they got Blake Martinez." She thought it was a handicapper. She's like, "You should get him on your site." He's plays
the way he got ran over in the NFC Championship game.
I'm like, he got crushed by the 49ers. Chris, what do you think here? Pablo Lopez. Max Fried got pretty hammered yesterday. People are, I think, a little bit surprised. I think Max looked a little surprised.
Yeah, I'm expecting a sharper game here. I think a lot of people forget that they focus on the Pablo Lopez 29-9 game, but he also beat the Braves twice this season. So I can definitely see the Marlins with a chance here, but I'm going to lean towards the under. I think we see a sharp outing from Pablo Lopez, and Ian Anderson's been pretty good in his small sample size. So give me the under.
You think the Braves throw at the Marlins? I don't listen to the game with the sound, but is it that Acuna thought that he threw at him on purpose? Is that what happened there?
I think so. I mean, I was also seeing that the Braves are sort of taking a take no prisoners mentality. It's like, I'm not apologizing to nobody for how I play or the way that we act. So I could see some retaliation today, but I think there's too much at stake to worry about retaliating. You want to retaliate, do it on the scoreboard. That's what I think.
Rob, what do you think here? Braves and Marlins.
I'm going to take the over. I really think we're going to have a pitch to do here. I think we're going to see some runs again. Braves like to score. Marlins can score a few. Give me the over. Give me the over. I think we go over 8.5.
We got a guy here who likes to pick the games after they're over in our comments. We're going to get rid of him. You can't stand the amateur hour, man. It's like, let's just talk about all the wins that we've had. Let's just do a whole show on that. Let's do it. We could do a show. We could do a daily show on that.
Yeah, I could talk about the 3 I had yesterday.
Well, there you have it.
Subtle.
3-0.
That to us that looks like 0-3. So.
Yeah, that's what that does look like. That looks like something else.
Whatever. 3-0 yesterday. That's all I got to say.
I just like giving you a hard time.
I'm ready for Thursday, Friday, Saturday. I'm ready to get past today. Today's really just a card, but it's better than nothing. So.
Today, I think, is the definition of hump day.
Got the Astros and the Athletics. The Athletics look done.
Na 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 na. Hey!
Rod sang that. The good news for the Athletics is Rod sang that about 20 hockey teams, and it didn't happen for them. So there's still hope. Brian?
Oh, man, I'm agreeing with you guys again. That's 2 in a row. It just seems too easy, though, to take Houston at this minus 110, minus 115. I mean, it just seems too easy. But I'm going to take the Astros. A's haven't shown me anything.
Chris?
Yeah, I'm on the Astros as well. Luzardo's not the guy that I want in a high stakes game 3. So give me the Astros here.
And what about you, Rod?
I'm taking the Astros here. Oakland definitely looks done. Houston definitely looks like they have a chip on their shoulder, and they're like, oh, we'll see how we do this year.
Now you start talking about chips. We're gonna lose Ruffalo. It's gonna head to the kitchen.
It's already happened.
Grab a snack.
I'm mentally checked out. I'm wanting tortilla chips.
It's like,
you're fighting Benny at my house for them.
It's like chip. I chip away.
I don't lose. Put it that way. I don't lose the battle for tortilla chips.
I don't know, Benny. He'll give you a run for your money.
All right. Got the Yankees and the Rays. Tanaka against Morton. Total is at 9. Brian?
First 2 games have gone over.
Brian's always acts like he's surprised when I throw it to
well,
him.
I never know if you're done talking, and I don't want to talk over you. But first 2 games have gone over pretty easily, and this one seems like an easy over with Tanaka on the mound against Morton, 2 guys that haven't had the best seasons. But I'm going to take a crack at the under. It's just, I know how I am. You know, it looks too good to be true. It usually is. I'm going to go under here. I think we see the best game of the year for Tanaka, and Morton has this quality start.
How about you, Rod?
This one for me, I'm going to take the over. And I think every postseason game this year that the Yankees have played has went over. And all of a sudden, these 2 guys are going to go under? Give me the over.
Who do you think is going to win yesterday's Yankees-Rays game?
The Rays. That was my best pick.
I had the Yankees. They lost.
Who won?
Close.
Who do you think's going to win yesterday's Marlins-Braves game? I'm gonna parlay the Braves with the over in that one.
Braves minus 2.5.
Yeah, and the over.
I think you can ride it all the way up to 3.5. Personally.
Yeah, with the over for yesterday.
I think you can get a birdcage in there. You just got to put the Braves over, and the Yankees over, and you got a birdcage.
What is it? I would love to know from our audience why you post yesterday's picks. I don't understand the significance of it. Is it to prove a point? Because we have a place to put the picks before the game. We have 2 places. We have 2 Facebook groups to put your picks, right? That is the sole purpose of those groups. We have 2 of them. A combined, 15,000 members or something? So what is it? I wish I understood it, you know? I wish I understood it.
You're just looking for the pat in the back. Good job. Way to go. Way to take the Rays yesterday. You got to give them their pat on the back.
I'll tell you, the best pat on the back is when they throw your ass out of the sports book. That's the best. That's the biggest pat on the back. So they just say, we don't want your business anymore. People are like, oh, you get comped in Vegas all the time. You kidding? They hate my guts at most of those places. They're nice to my face, but it's like they don't want me to hang around. It's like
the guy's losing his shirt and
it's
everything.
Like,
they want him to hang.
You go
around.
up to the window at the Westgate. It's like, you know, that Iowa bet on the money line when they were 21.5-point dogs against Iowa State against Iowa. Iowa's 21.5 points home dogs against Ohio State, and you go to the window, put a big bet. They weren't happy about it. They weren't like, oh, thank you for your business. They were like, oh, fuck, we're dead. And it's like, they knew they were dead, you know? They knew they were in big-ass trouble. It's like, it's because at a lot of the places in Vegas, they call me by my name. And it's like, I don't, like, give them I don't use a card or anything, you know? but they call me by my name. They know me. You know, they probably, a lot of them watch our show. You know, a lot of them watch our show. A lot of them have watched the videos for years. I go to Vegas. It's like people that, you know, crap dealers will stop to take their picture with me. You know, they'll come to the other side of the table and do a picture. You know, whatever. It's like, happens all the time. All the time. Whew. People recognize my voice a lot. Like, I'll be sitting, you know, in the seats in the sports book, and people will like be in the line, and they'll like hear my voice and like recognize my voice, you know, from the videos.
Nice.
Crazy. Craziness. Where are we? Rod, did you give your pick?
Yeah, over.
Chris, you give your pick? You want to give another one? We gotta kill some time here.
I like the Yankees to bounce back here.
Any props?
I think we see some.
How about some props?
No,
Teaser.
I like the Yankees to bounce back. I think Morton's gonna have some rust after not pitching since September 25th, and I think Tanaka's due to bounce back. So give me the Yankees.
So what takes the Padres so long to decide on a pitcher? These guys are setting records for deciding on pitchers. I mean,
I'm just thinking the same thing.
I mean, I know that some teams they name the starter in the morning or whatever, but these guys are taking it to a whole new level with the decision on who's going to pitch. It's like you have X amount of pitchers on the roster, right? These are your potential starters. We know you're depleted. We know that. But, you know, with Clevenger back in, that should give them a little bit more room. It's Kershaw. I mean, when was the last time Zach Davies pitched? How hard is this?
Yeah, I'd assume it'd be Zach Davies.
Yeah, when's the last time he pitched?
Last night. Did he pitch an inning yesterday?
Did he? Is that so?
No.
No.
They sure ran out a whole lot of pitchers.
That's what they do.
Every inning they tried to. I think they tried confusion. It didn't work so good.
Davies did not pitch yesterday.
No.
He did not. Okay.
When's the last time you pitched, Chris? Today, right?
I think game one.
Right. So how hard is this? How hard is this? Anyways, so we got nothing to talk about here with the Dodgers game. So look ahead to college football or NFL football. I haven't even looked at the NFL card for this weekend. I know this is a Thursday night game. I don't even know who's playing.
Tampa at Chicago.
Tampa at Chicago.
Yeah.
Bucks are favored.
By 4.5.
Yeah, 4.5. Over under 44.
Did we mention our shameless plugs for today?
Sure. Go ahead, Brian. Plug yourself, Brian.
All right, guys. Well, 11-5, 69% run, last 16 investments.
No one plugs himself
football.
like Brian Bittler.
I got $50 off my 7-day plan just until 7 p.m. tonight, $99.95. You're going to get football Thursday, football Friday, 5 games on Saturday, tons of action, $99.95. PickDogs.com premium picks.
It's amazing. Chris, what do you have?
3-0 night.
Chris, what do you have? Anything for sale?
Sorry, I had my thing muted so I could just wait for my turn. But
you're not going to plug yourself, are you? Because we just
I took care of that this morning. No, I only got a 3-pack of MLB up today. Walk off Wednesday. Some of my best MLB picks of the week. I really like today's cards, so find that 3-pack over at the website.
How about you, Rod?
For me, I got a 3-pack up there too. I got Rod's Wild Wednesday. 3 nice MLB plays.
Wacky and wild.
Wacky and wild.
Wacky.
I got one play today. That's it. That's all I can muster.
Well, we got NFL this weekend. Let's just take a look at the NFL. Easier.
Huge college card on Saturday.
Oh, it's okay. Chris and I went through the college card. We didn't do the little games, but we did most of the big games. Those are over at Sports Chat Place, and I'll do the Pick Dogs videos later in the week. Titans Bills. The Titans going to play, They're not going to play. They're going to have their players.
They had 2 more positive tests this morning, I think.
Yeah, I think so too. I don't think they're playing.
All right.
I don't see any line out. That sucks.
And Stephon Gilmore tested positive as well for the Patriots.
You think him and Newton were hanging out?
Quite possibly.
Got the Bengals and the Ravens. Joe Burrow goes to Baltimore. Interesting. Eagles, Steelers. Steelers have had a week off.
That looks like an ass kicking.
What's the biggest ass kicking on the board here, Brian?
I think you might have mentioned it a second ago. I think the Ravens teach a rookie quarterback that's not easy to play in Baltimore. I could easily see a 24-point win for Baltimore.
All the early money on all the early bets on the Bengals in this one. How about you, Chris?
Yeah, I think I'm on the Ravens and Bengals as well. Not many divisions.
Well, that makes for a fun show when we're digging for content. How about you, Rod?
Interesting game. Maybe the Jets finally get a win. Cardinals haven't looked so good. And they're on the road again at the Jets. That's an interesting one for me.
Yeah, the Jets are going to get slaughtered. They were getting 8.5.
Oh, come on. You're getting the touchdown here with the Jets. I had that circled with exclamation points next to it. Jets. Come on, man. I think Rod's right. I think it'll be their first win of the year.
How about the Colts and the Browns?
I like the Colts.
Only 3 late games on Sunday. Only 3 to 4 o'clock.
I'm leaning Colts too. I think they go in and take care of Cleveland.
Yesterday I'm on the Browns here. I think I'm starting to. I don't want to say it just yet, but I think I'm starting to believe in the Browns a little bit. Hopefully, I don't rip my heart out, but
you will.
Oh, that's
Rod.
The Browns love to do that. That's their favorite. That's their MO. They like to get you all the way up here, and they're like, "Yeah, we love you, Browns." And all of a sudden, it's like, eh. Let's pull the rug out from underneath you.
I just think Myles Garrett's going to have a field day against Phillip Rivers.
Phillip Rivers has that lightning quick release.
Yeah.
I think the Colts defense is underrated. I think they'll force some turnovers this week.
What other NFL games are you looking at? Anything else? Digging for material here.
Yeah. I think the hardest one for me right now is the Rams and the Washington football team, because Washington just benched Dwayne Haskins in favor of Kyle Allen, but you got the Rams who are making the third straight. Tony T talked about it yesterday. How the Rams are making a third straight cross country trip. So, and with the hook thrown in there as well, it's 7.5 right
Kyle
now.
Allen.
What a dumb move. Why the hell would you say
Kyle Allen got his college coach fired, and he could probably get his NFL coach fired.
I don't get it.
It's a little early.
You're a rebuilding team.
Right.
Rebuilding team. Why the hell would you bench your young quarterback? Stupid.
That one looks like my blowout of the week. Well, that hooky looks like a trap. They put that hook there just come on, bet some Washington.
Should I subscribe? Yes or no? Tell me. I guess I'm not going to subscribe. Okay, well, that's fine. You can subscribe if you want to. You don't have to. We've got, many people that do subscribe. Most of our viewers are not subscribed, which is weird. But that's the statistics say that over 60% of our viewers of our regular videos or our live show do not watch. Someone here wrote a book on Facebook. I can't see their name, but man, they really
also take a look at the Giants getting around 10 points at Dallas.
They see Justin Fields going to the Bears without knowing the draft order or anything like that. just see Justin Fields going to the Bears. Very, very hard to determine who's going where. I think when we look at these college quarterbacks, you know, and the impact, you know, that they have in the NFL, I will stick with my thing that the Dolphins made the wrong choice. You know, and I mean, look at San Diego. They gotta be thrilled to death. They got a gunslinger, man. Who just, I mean, I think the Dolphins are still worried about Tua's hip injury. That's why he's not playing.
Yep. They don't want to rush him.
Well, no, he's not healthy.
No.
No, you would have to help. It's like, what the hell's the difference? You know,
Oh, yeah.
what the hell would the difference be? It wouldn't make a difference. I mean, look at Joe Burrow playing in Cincinnati. They drafted first last year. The Dolphins have had a little bit of a tough schedule here, though, for sure. They haven't had any layup games. They haven't played the Jets yet. Of course, they'll get those 2 wins.
They might have trouble when they go to New York if it's cold. We'll see.
Because none of these players are from cold weather environments, right?
I'm not saying I'm taking the Jets over the Dolphins.
It's so weird. Like even college football teams, but pro football teams, it's like these guys are from all over the country. You know, it's like
Dolphins players don't like playing in 20-degree weather, though.
No one does. I never want to see snow again. Ever. How about the Texans Jaguars? You looking forward to that one, Brian?
Nope, but I do have Jacksonville circled, so we'll see how it progresses as the week goes on. I think the Jags have heart, and the Texans are a bunch of. They're looking like they're ready to lay down for the rest of the year. So I'm thinking Jags. We'll see how it goes.
Yep, Tua has not been hit since his surgery. How about you, Chris? You looking forward to this Jags-Texans game?
Yeah, this is the side that I'm going to give out on the drive-through tonight with Tony T at 6 p.m.
Ooh, but, run, don't walk.
Totally, I see this one going under. I don't have much hope for a high-scoring game here.
I was working out watching the show yesterday, and I got to say, you know, we have a few new people coming on, guys that haven't been on before, Kevin Thomas, Damian Sosh this week. Definitely good additions, you know, to the show. Mix it up a little more variety. Hopefully we can get some more of these handicappers on the show as things progress. But it's going to be some tight schedules coming up. It's going to be rough out here.
I was just picturing you working out on the treadmill. Push it to the limit, and you got your little bands on.
Oh, how about this? I'll race you for every hat in your collection. I'll race you a half marathon for every hat in your collection. I was having this discussion with Charles before the show, and you might not have been watching my videos back then, but this weird thing happened to me, and it happened late in life. I didn't know this about myself, is that because I was never like I played sports in high school and stuff, but I was never like the fastest guy or anything. I was never the slowest, but I was never the fastest. But in distance running, I can just run, even though I haven't run in, 5 years or whatever, I could just get up out of this chair and run 15 miles, no problem. And I could do it in a very good time. 6 to 7 minute miles, no problem. It's a very weird thing. I started running late in life. My first half marathon I did in sub 1:30. And I did it in my 40s. And I used to smoke Marlboro Reds. It's just a very weird thing where it's a natural thing for me where I can just run distances. It's a very strange thing. I ran the Soldier Field 10 mile in an hour and 7 minutes.
Well, I'll tell you
That's
what,
cooking.
if we ever get together, we'll set up a racetrack. Me and you will race from one side to the other.
No. I only can run distance. I can only run distance.
Oh, no, we need to do short. I can't.
It takes
around my yard.
My slowest mile, because you wear the
warm up, right?
You wear the watch and stuff. My slowest mile is always my first mile. It's always in the 8-minute range. It's 7 to 8 minutes on the first mile, and then everything else is catch up. I'll have a few 5s, 540s in there, that will lower my time at the end. Yeah, it's a very strange thing. I know. It's very, very strange. It's like I was surprised because I had never ran before. I used to do the Nordic track, and what happened was we lived in a 1-bedroom apartment. We didn't have room for the Nordic track, and I just started running in the gym on the treadmill. And some of the younger guys were like, "Hey, you should come run outside with us." And I was like, "No way," you know. And I was like, "You guys will run right past." They're like, "No, you should come run with us. I'm sure you could do it. I've been watching you. You could do it." I'm like, "All right." I ran with these guys, and then like a week later, we ran in a race, Soldier Field 10 mile. I ran like 105. It's like, so it's like, it's just a weird thing. But any other things like that, like any other short distance running, I'm slow as dump. It's so weird. it's like I was never like the fast guy. So weird, man. But I'll race you guys any day of the week.
It's like horses. Horses do that too, right? You got some horses that they can't run that short distance.
Yeah.
They're like, no way I can run that short distance. They need that little time to warm up and get going.
Yeah, they do. It's a weird thing.
Pick dogs, handicap, or Olympics. All different
I'll race somebody,
but strength.
But you got it. I'll race you, I'll race you the mile. But the stipulation is, Mitch has to carry a 50-pound box of potatoes.
I got a neighbor down the street that runs carrying like a duffel bag that has like 50 to 100 pounds in it. This guy, it's like, I don't think he has an ounce of fat on his body. Between him and his girlfriend, I think they have 0. It's like I see him running up the hill carrying this duffel bag. I'm just look at him and I see he runs by me, and I just say the same thing. I'm like, I could do that. I can do that. I can do that.
That's what my fiance does. She has that 75-pound sandbag that she does laps in the backyard with.
Is that your boots? Is that what that is?
No, that's my snack stash. No, that's I think I actually don't know if she still uses the sand in that bag. But.
It's not. It's actually, this guy thinks it's a fake story. You can look up my times. They're on the internet. You can look them up. I think they track like all these races, and they post your. I think the times stay. So I ran like in a 3.5 thing. I came in like 4th place. I ran one of those 5K races. I ran in one of them. I came in like 4th place overall. So. Just because you can't do it doesn't mean it's fake. Just because it's not you doesn't mean it's fake. I have no reason to lie. Yeah. Oh, I choose not to run. It's like, yeah, I'm so fast. I think I'd get up here and lie about that. Doesn't even make any sense. How about this? How about this? I'll race you. You won't even show your face, and I'll race you, however much you want to put on the table. How about that? This guy.
And then he shows up. He's 26 years old, college.
Then usually you don't have to worry about them having too much money. Anyways, Miami against Clemson.
Yeah, I'm still gonna stick with the under here. I think it's still a bit too high.
Brian, it's the inverse line movement on Miami.
That game's going to be my ACC game of the year, so I can't go into too much detail, but it's going to be a blockbuster game. I'm looking forward to it for sure.
I like Clemson big. Rod?
Yeah, I like Clemson big too. I think they easily cover this 14.5.
I love my Canes. I'll be rooting for Miami. I'll be wearing my Miami gear, my Miami hat, my jersey. I'll wear my Ray Lewis 52. But I'll tell you what, man, we're not going to get a whiff of this one. This one's going to be 21-0 before you even bat an eye. That's pretty much what's going to happen. Let's see. Mississippi State and Kentucky, 2 teams looking to bounce back. Chris, you're.
You know what? I think I'm gonna lean towards the Bulldogs still. That air raid offense, I'm worried it's not going to take off again. But the Bulldogs have been good at stopping the run, and that's what Kentucky likes to do. So, give me Mississippi State on the money line.
The so Navy against Temple, Rod. Did we even know Temple was going to try and give it a go this season? Because I haven't heard a peep about this team. It's not like they've been in games that have been canceled or anything like that. It's just now all of a sudden on the schedule, Temple shows up. Like Houston, we've seen like try and get to a game. You know, we've seen them every week. It's like Chris and I do a Houston video. They never play. You know, but Temple, I haven't seen them on the schedule even. And now all of a sudden they're playing Navy. Did you know anything about Temple deciding to play football this season?
No, I had no idea until you told. I was like, Temple? What?
Who? Brian, you're in Philly. Did you know Temple was playing?
I do now. And now I'm looking and I'm like, holy, the world's liking Temple too.
Anyone have any, want to do a free-for-all here? Anyone have any questions? Feel free to ask.
Guys, I would take a look at Tennessee on Saturday. I think they could stay within a touchdown. Georgia coming off that huge stop, and Georgia just crushed Auburn last week.
Georgia and a stomping.
I guess there's a storm in Louisiana, so the LSU game has been moved. And they're talking about moving Monday Night Football. Why in the hell the Saints on Monday Night Football like every freaking week, man? Sick of them. How sick are you of the Saints already?
It's quiet. It's nice. You know, we don't have to hear people running around going, who dat, who dat, who dat.
Chiefs minus 13 over Raiders, Brian.
I think that we're going to see 2 blowouts. I think the Ravens blow out, and the Chiefs get a huge whooping on the Raiders. So I usually don't like points like that, but I like the Chiefs and Ravens this week.
Rod, what do you think of Bet Online paying out on the Chiefs to win the division already? 3 weeks in, yeah, they paid out. If you bet the Chiefs to win the AFC West, they paid you out.
That as a book for doing that? Why would you? That makes no sense to me.
Well, this was what they said. This gives the people their money back to lose it elsewhere.
Yeah,
I guess so. Yeah.
Because instead of it tying up, I mean it's minus 390, right? So the payouts are really not going to be that big, you know, to begin with. They probably didn't have that much action on it.
That's an Iceman pick. Minus 390.
Yeah, that is a nice man pick. Minus 390. My super special.
$75.
My axe play. What else we got? Chris?
I like the Raiders, man. I do. I'm not going to take the Chiefs with that many points.
Yeah.
That's a rivalry.
Yeah, I like the Raiders too in that one.
How many field goal games in that game have we seen over my lifetime? Oh, look, it's a field goal game. Oh, look, it's a field goal game.
That's funny. I've been opposed to the Chiefs every single week. Now me and Rod switch sides. Now I'm on the Chiefs and he's on the Raiders. That's how it goes in gambling.
What do you think about Kansas State TCU? Chris and I did the video on this one. It's always weird when 2 teams have the same color scheme. You know, you get into some bad situations here. You know, you're not quite sure who's rooting for who anymore. You know, TCU and Kansas State, both that purple and silver, which is not even a common color. It's not like Auburn, Syracuse, you know, where it's tough to tell who's rooting for who. You know, it's like Kansas State, TCU. I mean, 2 teams with the same color scheme. Just TCU went from 10.5 point dogs against Texas. Now they're 9 point favorites against Kansas State. who's a better team than Texas. A lot of commentary here. Brian, what do you think?
It's kind of screaming to take Kansas State because TCU, you'd think they'd suffer a little bit of a letdown after that huge win last week. So today, if I had to bet it, I would take Kansas State plus points.
Chris, you think 7 points is enough for Western Kentucky to stay with Marshall?
After narrowly getting by Middle Tennessee last week, probably not. I think that's a game that Marshall probably wins by double digits. I think the Herd run all over the Hilltoppers.
Rod, South Florida against East Carolina. This is one that I know we're all waiting on the edge of our seat for. This is what we call a Mark game. Mark, of course, no longer with the site, but I'm sure he's just watching this one for the first half hour because he's switching over to the La Tech UTEP game. But got South Florida and ECU. These are some bad football teams. Bad. Very bad. South Florida, 21-point losers to Cincinnati. I mean, Bittler pushed on that one. He had the Bulls. I had the other side. I had Cincinnati. It was just a big push.
Georgia State last week, they beat East Carolina by 20.
We all had Georgia. I'm going to guess we can go around the panel here, and all of us had Georgia State, and no one's here pounding our chest about it.
If they could put a 50 against East Carolina, I mean, East Carolina should get walloped this week.
Georgia State didn't play East Carolina last week.
Georgia State 49-29
over East Carolina, so they played. Oh, all right. Well, we got a gift. I would like to go back and bet that.
That was the one game I was worried about last Saturday. Was that game? But
I think I'm on the other side in that game, though. At least you have two teams that can't. They're a pair of sieves defensively. I'd rather at least have the team that can score to keep up. And East Carolina's at least putting up 25, 29 points here and there.
Yeah, I'd take East Carolina on the points. 4.5 points, and what could easily be a 3-point game.
You ever deep fry a Pillsbury cinnamon roll, Rod?
No, I have not.
You know what that reaction was? That was a no, but I'm about to.
Yeah, I know, right? It was like, ooh, I never thought of
you
that.
You could hear that in the voice just as soon as you said deep fried Pillsbury cinnamon roll. No.
Oh, yeah, you can get a deep fried cinnamon roll, and then you can get a nice glazed icing over top of the deep fry. Oh yeah, I can make that into it.
Does that resonate with you?
Oh yeah.
What about that BYU the UTSA?
Oh my God. What's the line on that thing?
BYU minus 35.
Oh, it's up to 35. Oh jeez.
Over under 63.
UTSA is not that bad. They're not.
I'll take UTSA plus the 35. I'll do it.
I still want to lay the points with BYU. I kind of want to lay it with BYU here. BYU's looked unstoppable, but then again, this is probably the spot where they stumble.
Well, oh no, stumble. If you say they still win by 28 points is a stumble.
Yeah, that's what I'd say. A stumble from a covering perspective.
I know.
I think they have the schedule where they have to kick everybody's ass, so I don't know. I'd lay 35 with BYU.
All right. Anything else you guys want to talk about? I think we've milked this one for pretty much all it's worth.
I think the last one is Florida State going to get their ass kicked by Notre Dame on Saturday.
21. It's weird because you would think the line would have moved. You'd think it would be 24 on that game.
Yeah, right now I'm leaning Florida State, but
yeah, we did the baseball games. We covered them all, so you can go back and watch the replay. But we covered all the baseball games in detail. Plus, I did a video on them on our YouTube channel as well. So we've double covered them. Plus, on both of our websites, we've covered those games as well. So we've covered the baseball games. 4 games, we've covered them 16 times.
Plus, Rod and Chris both have 3 packs of baseball picks. So
yeah, I'm good on everyone good on baseball today? Everyone feel good about it?
Not quite. Not quite. I'm going to be doing the Padres and Dodgers game on the drive-thru at 6 p.m. Eastern. Tune in. Don't miss it.
Charlotte, North Texas. Charlotte 0-2.
Charlotte.
Is Charlotte the best 0-2 team out there?
They might be.
Are they 0-2 and 2-0 against ATS? Or is it 1-1?
I don't know. Someone on the Facebook is commenting about like the ESPN preview show. I'd never watch it. We're on against it at the same time, and it's always our biggest show of the week. But I never watch that show, so I don't really care. To me, it's like I hate the fluff story. I hate it. I hate the fluff story. I like a good human interest story, but not 3 hours of them. But I don't want to hear the fluff, you know. And the worst is the guy from Alabama. What's his name? Marty, whatever. It's like, oh my God. It's like ESPN. What they do is they find whoever's the most annoying at the fluff stories and give them more fluff, right? To do. It's like, oh my God. The only time that guy ever said anything insightful that was really interesting was when Bubba Wallace, when they found the noose in the garage, and he took a stand on it. Anything outside of that, it's just been this ridiculous fluff that it's going to be this, It's like, some guy whittling on his front porch. It's like, no one's that Southern. No one's that Southern. There's not. This is a setup. Anyone catch Seinfeld on the 60 Minutes on Sunday? Anyone catch that?
No.
He's like, oh, we got to do the walk and talk. It's like there's always the walking on 60 Minutes. He goes, there's the interview, and then there's the walk and talk. He's like, where you walk and talk, and he's like, oh look, they're walking. Because they're like, because the guys, it's like they're gonna cut the interview. Like, oh, we're gonna pick this up in a couple minutes. He's like, are we gonna do the walk and talk? He's like, there's always the walk and talk segment. It's like, oh look, they're walking. Yeah, ESPN. It's like they've gone to this fluff thing. They've taken the human interest story to a whole new level. It's like it's too much. It's like when you have too much of it, it just loses its impact. Anyways, Brian, what's your early lean college football pick of the week that you're not doing as a premium? Hey, sorry to wake you up.
I mentioned it a little early. Tennessee plus the points. I think they keep it within a touchdown. Georgia.
How about you, Chris?
Virginia minus 9.5 against NC State.
Rod?
The opposite of Brian's. I like Georgia. I'm gonna take Georgia.
You might have to bet a hat on that one. Come on.
That series. Oh, you want to bet it now?
Not now. I gotta wait.
Oh, wait not now. Chicken? I gotta wait to see where the money goes. I gotta wait.
I do like Tennessee though. Georgia's coming off a huge win against that's big.
Tennessee had a bigger win. That series is always Georgia whooping. What's the average beatdown by Georgia on Tennessee? 32 points a game average.
That's funny. We had the whole board to pick for me and Rod are opposite.
I know, right?
I like Florida Atlantic minus the 2.5 against Southern Miss. Southern Miss stinks, man. And Florida Atlantic actually looked pretty good in their game. They surprised the hell out of me in that one. I thought they looked really good in that second half. They came out and steamrolled them in the second half in a game that I thought
after their first game back looked pretty good.
Yeah. I love Florida Atlantic here. I also like Temple against Navy. This is the worst Navy team I've seen. They're going to get housed by Army. I mean, they're going to get crushed by Army. Did you see the Air Force? I mean, they hadn't played either, and it's like you kind of just brushed them to the side. What was it? 658. It was like they stopped the game or something. It was like 658 to nothing. Like, we see no further point in this exercise.
What did Florida Atlantic and Southern Miss open up at?
3.5.
got it. Okay.
Now it's 2.5, but all the money and the bets are on Southern Miss. So you can't possibly take them.
There's a lot of other stronger games. I mean, yeah, I didn't even look at that one, honestly.
They lost to Tulane 66-24. They got crushed. South Alabama 32-21 is an 11.5 point favorite. Lost to La Tech as a 7-point favorite, 31-30. 3.5 point dogs to Tulane. They lost by 42 in that game. The 3.5 didn't get it done. And then last time out, they were 1.5 point dogs, and they beat North Texas, who stinks. North Texas is terrible, man. How are they favored against anyone? It's like, it doesn't even make sense. Southern Miss stinks. Terrible, man. Florida Atlantic, they were losing that game against Charlotte. Came back and won.
The Florida Atlantic beat Miami last season.
I think it was. Miami was, I think it was last year. Miami lost to Louisiana Tech last year. Now people think they're going to beat Clemson. It's like you're very, very mistaken. I love my Canes. Love them. All right, I'm going to go play some golf, I think.
Sounds like a plan.
I want to go hit some golf balls.
I got to get my house together. I got a house guest for a week. My buddy that I went to high school was coming up to stay with me for a week. So
Brian plays golf. Brian, you keep a USGA index?
No, but I have I have a foot wedge that I break off.
Why don't you keep a handicap?
Because I don't go often enough. I'd love to go this show kind of interferes with my golfing because it's right around the time where I golf.
You could join us from the golf course. It'd be no different than you sleeping in the corner there. No different. It'd be fun.
But you'd have to give me 30 strokes if we played.
I'm gonna guess that wouldn't do it.
Well, that's what I'm gonna ask for is 30 strokes.
I would guess it wouldn't do it. If we played at my course, I would guess it wouldn't do it.
Well, yeah, then I want like 60 or 80, and I think I'd be hooped.
I would guess that wouldn't do it.
How much out of bounds going left is there off the tees?
Not a lot, but what there is there's what makes our course really hard, why it rates so high, is that there's no flat open entries to the green on any hole.
Yeah, so you're not going to get that lucky roll.
You're not going to get the lucky bounce in. There's either sand or water in front, behind it, on the side of every green on the course, and almost I would say there's also 6 or 7 shots that are blind pin placements where you can't see the pin from where you're hitting from, which makes it extremely difficult. It's like it's more of a psychological thing, you know. I think at this point it is, but it's like I go to a regular course. It's like I throw darts, destroys my handicap. I'm at a 7.7 right now. That's about my wheelhouse. It's like I don't want to get any lower than that if I don't have to. All right, it was a good show. Enjoyed it. It was fun, guys. We really milked it for all it's worth. Jack S is just really going nuts here on your rod in the comments. He really wants your pick that you gave out in the Yankees game. It was over, right? Was the one that you said? Wasn't that your pick?
Over.
Yeah, over was Rod's pick in the Yankees game. So.
I got an alert from Al Ninos here on my phone. He says the Dodgers line is out. So there we go. Oh, I thought that meant it's up. Maybe he meant it's not working. Sorry.
Well, there's no line there. I don't see a line on it.
I'm sorry. He probably meant it's not working. I thought.
Oh no! It's showing a line of the Dodgers minus 170. It's like an open. It says opener, but it's not like at any book. You know, it's just an opening line. 170 plus 160 is the take back on the Padres. It seems on the cheap, to be honest. I didn't listen to the sound in that Dodgers game, but it looked like someone was mad about a call, you know, on the Padres or something. And
he got tossed.
Yeah, what was that about?
Calls, strikes and balls. I think they
Balls
got-
and strikes. Oh,
balls and strikes.
I love the arguing of balls and strikes.
Balls and strikes. He flipped his wing and got tossed.
Mitch is
Well, how
just
many
so
walks?
mad.
I think the Dodgers got what? They were going for a record. I think it was like 10 walks in the game or something. It was like, holy man. How was that game not 12-3? Oh, that's because the Dodgers couldn't get that clutch hit again.
It's so weird that the Padres didn't really stock up on pitching, you know.
Well, he did lose 2.
Just Lamet, right?
And something's wrong with Clevenger. But
Well, he's been terrible since they got him. All right. I'll see you guys later. It was fun. Thanks, everyone, for joining us. This is probably going to be what the shows are unfortunately going to be like for the better part of the next month or so. Month and a half, I think we're looking at, right? Until college basketball starts. We can either make the show shorter or we can, I guess maybe we'll go to a half-hour show.
Yep.
We'll figure something out. But anyways, thanks, everyone, for joining us. Appreciate all the thumbs up, the likes, the comments. And, of course, we'll try and act more professional tomorrow. Have a great